Oh, hi.
Hello, would you mind if we recorded you for this interview?
Not at all.
Okay, can you please introduce yourself first?
So I'm Riya. I'm the host of this show. Uh, I'm 23 right now. I'm female from India. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I live in the capital. And I have BPD, which has been till now like my greatest strength and both my strength and weakness. So yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you, dear. So, the first thing I would like to ask you is, what does BPD mean to you?
So BPD to me means borderline personality disorder to me means like it's a illness that defines your life, that controls your life to an extent, but it also helps you. I mean, like it's not just full of negatives. That's what I'm trying to say. But it also has a lot of positive side to it as well. We have a lot of love to give. We have a lot of care for other people. We are really kind for some, for most of the time. So yeah, BPD means roller coaster of emotions, I would say.
Okay, any specific experiences that you could share with us?
So yeah, definitely there are many experiences, not just one. My most defining BPD experience, I would say, is the lack of identity that I still face from time to time. Even though I'm in a job right now, I have a good job. I am regular in it. Almost sometimes I miss out as well. But yeah, my lack of identity is something that I have faced quite a lot. It sometimes leads me to feel like I am a imposter or something. Like I don't um I don't know what to do, so I'm an imposter who just copies other people. To some extent, obviously it is true, but then we all copy each other, right? So it doesn't mean that I am the one who's an imposter or the other people are imposters. It just means that it happens. It's just something that happens. As for one particular experience that has defined me for BPD is my fallout with other friends. So earlier on, and my current personality also. So earlier on, I had a lot of fallout with my friends. I used to change friends a lot because I did not fit in any circle. I would go to one friend circle one day, then another, then another. I I had some friends I really loved, I really cared for, but we could not um but we were not as close as you would expect us to be, reason being my BPD. I didn't know that then. Back then, I thought it was all my fault. But now that I have known about BPD, that I understand BPD more, I understand it's just an illness that helps me. That not only that sometimes debilitates me, but sometimes it also gives me strength because I know the reason the for being the way that I am today.
Okay, so your self-identity problem not only causes you to copy others, it also creates bigger problems, right?
It does, and I would say that this lack of identity, I think it's something which happens to every one of us, every single one of us. I mean, which of us can say that, hey, I'm doing a job that nobody else is doing in this world? Nobody can say that. Everyone is doing something which and someone else is doing. Also, I would like to add here that this is not very much related to it, but it's something that I would like to add here that um I forgot what I was trying to say. Anyways, um, yeah. So, like for
Okay.
example, if there's me and there's some other person, and I have BPD and they don't. So it doesn't mean that they are completely free of BPD traits. They don't have anything that is BPD related. It just means that I have more and they have less. That's what I feel.
I see. Okay. So when you first came to know about your BPD, what did you do to treat it? like your treatment process, and how did it affect you?
So basically, when I first came to know about I first came to know about my BPD when I actually had suicidal tendencies a lot ever since I became 18. It was there before also, but not as much as when I became 18. And after being an adult, when I realized that there was something seriously wrong with me feeling suicidal all the time, I just looked it up and realized that no, I have BPD. It's not something which is normal for everyone. So my treatment process and this my diagnosis something went like this. So I just went to I talked to my father first, and then we went to a doctor after that, and then there we talked to the doctor. The doctors couldn't diagnose me properly, as in the correct diagnosis. The video was not given to me until I turned 20. But for those 2 years as well, I was given the diagnosis including depression and dissociative disorders. And I used to hear voices at that time. That was something again which helped me destroy my relationships quite nicely. So yeah. As for my treatment process, I was admitted in a hospital for like 2 times before I was diagnosed. 2 times before I was no 3 times before I was diagnosed. First, I was when I was when they suggested me to get admitted so that I could get diagnosed. The second was when my BPD acted up quite a bit, and I couldn't. Mostly it was depression also. I would like to I like to tell you here only that I don't have quite a very good memory, like very clear memory. I don't have that. I have just foggy parts of here and there that I collect the pieces, and I have fabricated the memory, whatever there was left with. Like for example, there was a very good doctor that I remember a bit, and then there was this kind people who helped me out earlier on in my journey. So I remember those parts, and I have just pieced them together. That's how my journey has
Okay,
come to be.
no problem. If you can't remember them, whatever you can share with us.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
So basically, after these 3 hospitalizations, I um, I finally started seeing a therapist in a hospital, and she was okay, not she was not very experienced. She was like new to the field also. So yeah, but was the one who helped me came to the conclusion that I had BPD. After I realized that I had BPD, and after seeing everything that was written online, which is one reason why we are conducting this podcast, I realized that um I realized that most people think that their lives are doomed if they have BPD. So that was something which affected me quite a bit. I was numb for a week or so. I could not do anything at all about it. I was just there. I was just existing basically, nothing doing nothing else. And then, like slowly, I took medicines. I had went to therapy from different places, different hospitals, different doctors, and then I to reach the point that I am today, where I am today, I had to struggle a lot.
okay, I see. Okay, so you you just told me about how you had fallouts in friendships and it affected you. So has it affected your any other kind of relationships, like family relationships, maybe romantic relationships?
So basically, it was at that point of time I just had friends, more of friends, less of my family tried to help me as much as they could, but they could not help me a lot. Or also one other thing, interesting thing to note is that they were the reason I have BPD. Mostly, for the most part, not for everything. Not I'm not blaming them for 100%. I'm not blaming them even. It's just a factor that was related to my BPD. So yeah, I would say it did affect my romantic relationships as well, quite a bit, as I could not stick with one partner. And as for the family relationships, I tried and I thought that they were so toxic and all because of the reason, because my childhood was very toxic basically. In my childhood, we like In my childhood, we had a lot of problems like uh, them not understanding me, then they shouting at me, domestic violence, this, that, a lot of problems basically, which you read about in the book. But I somehow overcame them, and somehow I am here. And also, mm, so the relationships have been a big part of my life. I have always been trying to be a good person. I don't know why. I have no idea. Before today, I was not that that worried about money or stuff. I was just wanted to be a good person to the world, so that I could give back for whatever I had taken from the world. So yeah. So talking about it, it did affect my relationships. It did affect my nature as well. I thought that I was not a good person for the longest period of time after I was diagnosed. I used to think that I was a total villain or something, and it made me cry a lot. I had a lot of crying sprees for that because I was kind of innocent back then. But I didn't understand that meaning of good was also subjective. It depends on how you see it. A villain might be good in the eyes of the people, and a hero is good in the eyes of their own people. So that's what I feel. Yeah.
Okay. So, talking about your treatment process, how did you think healthcare in your country is for the mental disorders and everything like, like that?
So in my country, I live in India, and
Mhm.
I would say that the treatment process, the treatment hospitals, everything here is quite better as compared to the other countries like US. Reason being, I have heard about, I have heard about so much. I have interviewed a lot of people for my book, and I have heard a lot of bad things about the healthcare back there, like them being hospitalized against their wills. It happens here also. I'm not saying it does not happen, but here, the doctors, I have seen doctors not recommending a person to be hospitalized, even though their family members have literally tried to get the person hospitalized. So that's what I feel. I feel what I this is purely what I feel. It might or might not be the same as I feel. So yeah, I'm just putting what I feel out here. Mm, so basically, yeah, yes, it's I would say it's very very good out here. Not sometimes it obviously it goes down because people of different countries have different cultures, people of different countries have different things that they do. And as for the culture here, so mental illness is something which is very stigmatized here, but for doctors they are good. The doctors are good here. They understand people, or even though they are a bit westernized in their approach, because this all medicine and everything came from the Western world. So yeah, I would say that it can be done better. We can do a better job of adapting it to the Indian subculture. And after we have done that, I would say that yes, we have a very good, you know, we'll have a very good, um, we will have a very good medicine
Healthcare
branch
system.
of psychiatry. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you want to kind of blend it into Indian culture. So,
Correct, correct, correct. Because
okay.
mostly people like to blame here each other, and they even if they blame here, that doesn't mean that they have BPD. It just means that they are people who have a high level of the spectrum, and if they can be with therapy, with not with medicine of course, but with therapy, right therapy, they can be help. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as far as you come, you told us many things about BPD. Is Are there any tips that you'd like to give us so that if we suppose I meet someone who has BPD, how do I, interact with them? How do I uh, maintain a good friendship with them?
So basically
Are
I would
there?
say this is yeah.
No, no, nothing. You go on.
So basically I would say there's just one tip that I would like to give that is major for everyone, whether they have BPD or not, whether they're interacting with people with BPD. whether they have BPD or not in themselves, and then they are to interact with other people. But you have to be kind and compassionate to people. So like uh even if you have BPD, you have to be kind and compassionate to yourself. If you don't have it, you have to be compassionate to yourself and them as well, because even they are figuring it out. They don't do, we don't do things because we want to do it. We just do it because it happens. It's circumstances, and then I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not justifying the behavior. I'm just saying that we try our best. We are trying our best. That's what I'm trying to say. So with a little kindness, with a little compassion here and there and here and there, I have hope that we can help a lot of people out of this disorder, and also we can help a lot of people suffering from it, from figuring who are figuring it out. Can help everyone from from those who are figuring it out to those who are almost at the end of the period of this chaotic roller coaster of emotions. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I read somewhere that when somebody has BPD, they are likely to have impulsivity.
Mm-hmm.
Has that affected you badly, or any tips on how you could, deal with it?
Impulsivity is something that has affected me quite a lot. Impulsivity in two areas. Impulsivity in two areas is a symptom of BPD. I have impulsivity in spending habits. I have impulsivity in eating, binge eating, and yeah. So I would say that it's quite a big part of BPD. Also, to deal with it, I would say that the best thing is to ask yourself a question. Although it's very, very difficult, mind you, because you cannot just stop and ask yourself a question. Okay, let's ask, because nobody is in the habit of talking to themselves that often. I had to practice self compassion a lot. Tell myself that I have to be kind to myself before I could be kind to myself. So similarly, to ask yourself a question is a very difficult thing. It's not easy, but you have to do it because it's something which has to be a part of your daily routine so that you can stop the impulsivity. So questions like, why am I doing this? Is it justified? Can I avoid doing this and do something else that can help me out? Whether it's impulsivity in the area of sex, whether it is in the area of spending, whether it is in the area of binge eating, whether it is in some other area. So yeah, I would say that helping asking yourself questions helps a lot, because you are the best person who can treat your BPD.
Okay. Hmm. So, anything else you'd like to share? Like some experience that might have deeply affected you, or
Okay, so I don't
just
have
one,
any.
just
Yeah, I don't have any such particular experience. I just have a series of experiences that have made me into what I am today. There's no aha moment for me. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't exist. I don't know whether it does or not. But what I want to say is, um, that these aha moments, these experiences are what have defined you into what you are today. You should be grateful of existing. You should be grateful of being alive. You should be grateful of being healthy, even if not mentally, then physically. And and just try to be happy for the sake of yourself and for the sake of others. As for this, what was your question again, by the way?
that has it affect? Is there some specific moment that has deeply affected you?
Okay. So, as for the specific moment that has deeply affected me, it's nothing but the realization that the life goes on. Even if you have BPD, even if you don't have BPD, it just goes on. It never waits for anyone. So, yeah,
Okay. Okay, hold on just a second.
for sure.
Okay.
Mm.
So people, okay, so based on what you said, people with BPD are still, normal people with an extended range of emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they shouldn't be seen as somebody different, like they are something different.
Exactly.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone if they have a partner or parent or somebody else who has BPD? Like if they have some kind of outburst or meltdown or in a time of crisis.
So the best advice that I can give in such a situation is to, as I already said, to be kind and compassionate. There are a lot of other advices that are out there that you can give, and a lot of different advices will work in different situations. I'm not saying that what I say, being kind and compassionate, is the only advice that can be used in all situations or anything like that. But yeah, you have to be patient as well with them. You have to be understanding with us, because even I have a lot of outbursts. Even my family handles it. I don't know how my romantic partner handles it. I don't know how. I'm just grateful that they are there for me always, whatever the case. And yeah, I just want to say that you have to um, help people out in no matter how you uh, in for the sake of humanity. You have to be you know patient. You have to be sorry, you have to be like very good to others. So yeah.
Okay, so basically you think what a BPD, a person with BPD needs the most is compassion, kindness, and support, right? Okay, so okay, just wanted to clear that up. Thank you. And if you could, what advice would you give to your younger self about BPD?
Just hold on is all I would say. Just hold on, because that's all that is needed. Because I went through a lot. Everyone goes through a lot with BPD, but just holding on is something that I would give to me, my younger self, and to people who are there in the situation of my younger self. I did not elaborate more on it, but I am what I considered myself to be, like what I dreamt of being in the past. Like 2 years back, I used to think that I want to be kind, I want to be good, I want to be this and that, I want to hold down a job very good, and now I am that. So yeah, I just want to tell people out there that shit changes. It's not going to remain the same forever. I change, everyone changes. Everyone can change. I can also change. So yeah, I am the person I dreamt of. I could just dream of being back then. So I'm happy with it, and I hope you that you. I'm not. I don't just hope. I know that you will have a day when you will be happy with yourself.
Okay, glad to know you're happy with yourself. So another question, while I was reading about BPD, I also read about uh, FP or favorite person. So would you explain to me what that is?
So favorite person is something which has happened only once to me, but it happens quite a lot to other people. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. So favorite person is something that happens quite a lot to different people of having BPD. And favorite person, what happens is, from what I gather, from what I have experienced, the favorite person who is the favorite person of you having PPD, their one emotion, their one mood, their one action changes your entire day. It can make or break your day. So if they are reading your text and replying happily, you will be happy. If they are being rude to you, if they're being angry towards you, you'll be sad, you'll be angry. So it will change your entire day. That's what I feel. Favorite person. That what favorite person to me was. That's what my favorite person was. I was very attached to him. I could not bear the thought of losing him at all. And yeah. I mean, I was so attached, and I think it was my attachment to him that drew him apart. And that was one feature of people with BPD that we people with BPD exhibit, that um favorite person make that makes favorite person lead, and that is the intense attachment that we have with them. So now I'm not in contact with that person anymore, but I'm still living a happy life. So if you have a favorite person like that, if you have a person who who can make or break your day just with their action or thoughts or words, I would like to tell you that one day will come when you will be self-dependent on yourself. Like you won't be dependent on other people, not even your favorite person. And that might sound extremely painful now, but I can promise you that that day will be the day you'll be liberated. You'll be free from the touches of of a different person controlling your life, thought, emotion, action, and everything. Yeah.
Okay, so favorite person would basically have to be careful around what they say to the BPD person, right?
The favorite person has to be careful. Yes.
Okay. So you said there will come a day someday where you'll be without your 50% and you'll be liberated. So do
Correct.
you believe that it is possible to recover completely from BPD and live a fulfilling or meaningful life?
It's not just possible from my thought or my thought process. It's just not just possible because of what I think, but because of what I have seen. There are people out there on the internet claiming that they have been they have been BPD free. I'm not sure if they take medicines or not. I'm not sure if they take therapy or not, but I do know that I'm very happy for them. And I know that someday that will be me. Be not completely, if not completely free, then half free. If not half free, then a little free. A bit recovered, a bit healed from my traumas, my previous injuries. So yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much for the insight on this matter. Okay, before I ask you anything else, is there anything that I should have addressed that I didn't and that you would like to about BPD?
Mm, I don't think there's any such thing, except that I want to just give a message to everyone out there, and it's that shit gets better. No matter how bad you might feel it is going on, no matter how bad you might feel like it, how permanent it is, no matter how black and white you think see the things to be, no matter how many symptoms you have, I just want to tell you that shit gets better. Someday it will all be like, you'll be like, oh my god, it got better. And I could not believe that at that time I thought that it won't ever get better. So yeah, shit gets better.
That's a very good message. Thank you. Okay, so to close out this interview, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not really. This was a quite a insightful interview for me as well, not just for you as a person who is not having BPD. I think it was quite an insightful interview for both of us, and I hope so it was. So yeah,
It really was. Okay, so thank you very much, Ria. It was a good interview. Yeah.
thank you. I'll be stopping
Okay,
recording now.
okay, goodbye.